Okay, so this is the second part of the explanation of the literary analysis. Before we were talking about how we can relate and show our interpretation of the text and fit it to the quote. Okay, so we already went over about how suspicious the captain was of Fitzgerald, and now we moved on to our second part, which is how Fitz was the first one to notice that Glass had a fever. So we can also relate this to the part that Fitz could have killed Glass, but he didn't, because the way that Punk writes the page, he talks about how Bridger awoke to find Glass bent over, his hand pressed against the forehead of the wounded man. So saying wounded man instead of saying Hugh Glass or Glass um, lets the audience feel what Bridger was thinking without telling somebody how to feel. So for Bridger to ask, "What are you doing?" in the context of seeing him bent over the wounded man, makes a big difference. So you can actually use the same quote in two different parts. You could explain how Fitz was the first one to notice it, but maybe he was doing something, to kill Glass. And, he was trying to play it off like, oh, he got a fever. I was just checking on him. You can take this quote and use it two different ways if you prefer. And then lastly, at the end, you want to conclude the paragraph and show the importance of your interpretation. So the first thing you're going to do in each paragraph is you're going to show your main point. Then you're going to use a quote from the book. And then you're going to show your interpretation, explaining how the quote that you got out of the book relates to your interpretation of it. And then lastly, the importance the importance of your interpretation before you move on to your next point. If you guys scroll down to the bottom, you will see how to put everything together, and you'll even see some examples in here on some of the examples that I've given before, like Fitzgerald truly evil or just misunderstood. And then I believe, nope, I don't have the other one in here, so it's just that one for right now. So I hope this helps. If you guys have further questions, you can email me or send me a text through remind.com, and I'll be more than happy to help.